Today we are going to say about what is gradient, divergence and curl in electromagnetic fields. So first we have to see about what is that del operator, because all these three multiplications, those are all the operators. The gradient, divergence or curl are to find the magnitude of or a particular point. For that we have to go with this del operator. So the del operator is otherwise called as vector differential operator. The actual name is vector differential operator. We call it as del operator or otherwise nabla. The vector differential Hamiltonian operator is called as del or nabla, denoted by the symbol, this inverted triangle, that is del operator. This is called as del operator. Is defined as del is equal to I vector into dou by dou x, j vector into dou by dou y plus k vector into dou by dou z. That means differentiating a particular differentiation over x direction, differentiation over y direction and differentiation over z direction with the vector component, that is the del operator. Differentiating each and every component in each and every axis using one particular operator called del. That is the vector differential operator. We are differentiating the function over each and every direction using the vector components based on the vectors. So it has been given as del is equal to I into dou by dou x plus j into dou by dou y plus k into dou by dou z. So based on this only we are having all the three topics: gradient, dot and cross products. Gradient. Okay. So first we will see gradient of a scalar. So to study what is gradient of a scalar component, so gradient is applied over scalar component only. For that we have to consider one function f of x comma y be a scalar point function of position defined in some region of space. Over some region of space we have to consider one function f of x comma y comma z. If you have to point out one particular point over space, you are taking just a particular point over the space. That particular point has to be magnified. Magnified means the amplitude has to be found at that particular point, but that particular point you projected in space needs its position. To find its position you have to see what is the coordinate. The coordinate has to be considered based on this x, y, z. Okay, so you have to consider one point over the space and its position has to be considered based on x, y, z, and so we are considering this as a scalar point function as f of x comma y comma z. If a function f of x comma y comma z is considered over space means, then the gradient of this function is denoted by grad f or del f and is defined as f is the function f of x comma y comma z. But grad f means it is del f. Del means I into dou by dou x, j into dou by dou y plus k into dou by dou z. So applying this into this scalar point function f of x comma y comma z, this del f, that is gradient of f, is equated to I into dou f by dou x plus j into dou f by dou y plus k into dou f by dou z. We are considering with respect to vector. So gradient of f is a vector quantity. Here by applying the gradient to a scalar point function, we are making that particular function into a vector quantity. That's achieved over here. So gradient of f or del of f is read as del f. This is given as del. So del f, gradient of f is equal to del f is equal to I into dou f by dou x plus j into dou f by dou y plus k into dou f by dou z. The del operator is applied into this scalar point function f of x comma y comma z to get a vector quantity gradient of f. That is the gradient function. So the gradient of scalar over all the three coordinate systems has been given as, for Cartesian coordinate system which is having x, y, z as its components, del v is equal to, if the function is considered as v, del v, the gradient of v, or otherwise we call it as gradient of v. Del v is equal to dou v by dou x into ax vector plus dou v by dou y into ay vector plus dou v by dou z into az vector. For circular coordinate system, we are having rho, pi and z, and for pi it is considered as 1 by rho, and so del v, that is gradient of v in circular coordinate system, is given as dou v by dou rho into a rho plus 1 by rho into dou v by dou pi into a pi plus dou v by dou z into az. For spherical coordinate system, it has been given as del v is equal to, in spherical coordinate system, the coordinate axes are r, theta and pi, and so it has been given as dou v by dou r into ar plus 1 by r into dou v by dou theta into a theta plus 1 by r sin theta into dou v by dou pi into a pi. You all have studied about the coordinate systems. You all know how this rho, how this r, why this r sin theta is coming, right? So for Cartesian coordinate system, it will be dou v by dou x, x y z has to be considered. For cylindrical coordinate system, rho pi z has to be considered. For spherical coordinate system, r theta pi has to be considered. So this is the gradient of a scalar function over three different Cartesian coordinate systems. Scalar, the v here, the function v is a scalar one, but whenever it comes as gradient of v, it becomes the vector component with xyz or rho pi z or r theta pi. So that's about the gradients. So if we have to see one problem over gradient, for example, means if the gradient of function f is given as there is no directional component, see here, there is no directional component, f is equal to 3x square y minus y cube z square at point 1 comma 1 comma 1 has been given over here. That is the magnitudes. Magnitudes has been given values 1 1 1, x equal to 1, y equal to 1, z equal to 1. We have to consider over here. And the function f is, now we have to apply gradient of f. Here see, f is a scalar function, no directional component is there. Whenever del f has to be given over here, that is gradient function has to be introduced over here, del f is a directional component because del is I into dou by dou x plus j into dou by dou y plus k into dou by dou z into this f, and so it will become I into dou f by dou x plus j into dou f by dou y plus k into dou f by dou z. So differentiating f with respect to x, it will give you 6xy into I vector plus differentiating with respect to, that is minus 6xy, differentiating with respect to y, it is 3x square minus 3y square z square, and differentiating with respect to z, it is minus 2y cube z into k vector. So the del f is minus 6i vector plus 0j vector minus 2k vector is the answer. So we, with del f, we got the vector component. Here we have given scalar, but we got the vector component. This is the gradient function. So next, divergence. Divergence meaning spreading out. That is the meaning, diverge out. Diverge means spreading out. So that's given over here as the definition. Divergence. Divergence is otherwise called as dot product. Dot a. If the function is given as a, means del dot a. Divergence is del dot a. Measures. Divergence is used to measure how much the vector a spreads out from the point in question. So we have to consider one point over space, and from that point how the field effect is diverging out. To find how much the vector component is spreading out from the particular point, we have to go with divergence. So divergence measures the magnitude of vector field's source or sink at a given point. So diverge out and diverge in, two factors is over here. Diverge out means it will be considered as a positive component. Diverge in means it shrinks, and so it's taken as a negative component. So divergence measures the outflow per unit volume of a vector field at a point. So it's given over here, diverge out, diverge in, 2 points. So here we have to measure what is the magnitude over all the three directions using divergence. Divergence is del dot a. We already know del is dou by dou x plus dou by dou y, that is dou by dou x into I vector plus dou by dou y into j vector plus dou by dou z into k vector. Here let f be any continuously differentiable vector point function. For divergence of a vector component has to be given as the input, and over that input we have to magnify the value. That is, magnify means quantify the value. Quantify the value means we have to just find the amplitude in the directions. So we have to find the amplitude means we have to make the vector component to scalar component using the same del operator. So here the divergence of f is written as divf, that is divergence of f, and is defined as divergence of f is equal to del dot f, and the gradient we have seen del f. It is del dot f because the vector component is taken out. The vector component is taken out and only no directional component is present, and so we are giving it as a dot product, because in scalar function the scalar product is the dot product, and so we are giving here del dot f. It has been taken as dou f1 by dou x plus dou f2 by dou 2, because dou by dou x into I vector into f I vector I component in the f vector will get I vector into I vector 1. So dou f1 by dou x plus no vector component will be there in dot product. So dou f2 by dou y plus dou f3 by dou z will come, which is a scalar quantity. So we'll see one example which will give you the clarity. So a vector component has been given like this. Vector function a is equal to 2x I vector plus 3y j vector plus 5z k vector has been given over here. So by definition the formula for divergence of f is del dot f, which is equal to dou f1 by dou x plus dou f2 by dou y plus dou f3 by dou z, because del is dou by dou x into I vector plus dou by dou y into j vector plus dou by dou z into k vector into f vector. That is, here it is a vector. So the a vector for this dou by dou x into I vector into 2x into I vector I dot I is 1, and differentiating with respect to x it gives 2 value, and like that dou by dou y into j component is 3y, so 3, plus dou by dou z into the z component is 5z. On differentiating that it will give 5, and so the value is 10, which gives you a scalar value, giving one vector component to divergence function, which is del dot f. It takes out the directional component and gives only the amplitude. This is the divergence function. So based on this divergence function, we are having one property. This gives a solenoidal vector. You know what is a solenoid? A wounded structure. Wounded structure means a continuous rotation of field effect will be there. So we will call it as a vector point function f is said to be solenoidal if its divergence is equal to 0. If the rotational component is there, means plus minus plus minus plus minus, like that the field effect will be induced. Divergence, diverge out, diverge in, diverge out, because it's wounded. Wounded means positive direction, negative direction, positive direction alternatively comes. If it alternatively comes, means it gets cancelled out at all the points. So the divergence won't be there, everything will get cancelled out. Diverge out and diverge in both get cancelled out, and so for a solenoidal function this del dot f will be 0. That's one of the property we have to check out with divergence function. If a function has been given, means whether we have to find whether it is solenoid or not, means we can apply this divergence function to check the function is solenoidal function or not. We will see problems based on this. So divergence of f will be 0 at all points of the function. For such a vector there is no loss or gain. If everything is cancelled out, means there is no gain, no loss will be there. So this del dot f is given as dou x f1 plus dou y f2 plus dou z f3 equal to 0. The example is for a is one vector function has been given, and it is asked to check whether it is solenoidal or not. So we are applying del dot f. On applying del dot f, dou x, which is equal to dou by dou x into the first function is I function is 3 y power 4 z square, dou by dou y 4x square x cube z square plus dou by dou z is 3x square y square. So on doing the differentiation, every component will give 0. So del dot f is 0. That means the given function is a solenoidal function. See, this I component has to be is taken over the x direction and it is differentiated over here. J component is present with the y, k component is present with the z direction. On differentiating each and every term with respect to the x, y, z variables, it gives 0 value. If del dot f is 0, the function is solenoidal. So hence it is a solenoid. Like this you have to prove. The next is curl. We have seen divergence is diverging out, spreading out or spreading in. Everything comes in or everything goes out. That's the divergence. Curl means at one particular point everything is revolving around. Everything, like the sun is present at the center, around that all the planets are revolving around continuously. That's a curl. Like that, if a rose is present at the center of a room, honeybees will revolve around that. That also considered as a curl function, real-time curl function. So the curl has been defined as, curl is also, it is a rotational component, means in every axis we are having a plenty of amplitude components. So it will be considered as a directional component. Directional component means, direction means we have to go with vector product. Vector product means cross product. The cross product is considered to be with curl then. So curl of A is measuring how much the vector A rotates or curls around a particular point in cushion. So that's the definition. The curl of a vector field at a point is the vector whose magnitude is equal to the maximum circulation of the original vector field per unit area as the area tends to 0. This is the proper definition for curl, whose magnitude is equal to the maximum circulation of the original vector. So we have to magnify the values in all the three directions, and you have to quantify in each and every direction what is the amplitude. So otherwise it will be considered as, the curl of a vector field at a point is the vector whose direction is normal. Magnitude is equal to maximum circulation of the original vector field. Direction is normal. So we have always be considered with the normal direction, because if two vectors is acting over there means the resultant direction has to be considered, but all the three are perpendicular to each other, and so we have to consider the direction in normal, that is orthogonal. So this works in the sense of right-handed rule, that's given over here, whose direction is normal in the sense of the right-hand rule to the area where the area is oriented to maximize the circulation. That's given over here. It is a vector quantity. Here if it is del cross A is equal to 0 means it is irrotational. If all the vector amplitudes are present means it is rotational. It's having a curl function. If there is no magnitude in all the three directions and no directional component and no amplitude over any of the direction means it is irrotational one. So over the curl we are having both magnitude and direction component. Magnitude has to be considered as the maximum circulation of the original vector field per unit area, and direction is taken in normal direction, that is in orthogonal. So the curl of a vector has been given as, let f be any continuously differentiable vector point function. F is not a normal function, continuously differentiable vector point function. If f is considered like differential, because it is always rotational means it continuously changes, rotates. We can't predict, as we have taken the example, if sun is revolving around at the center and all the planets are revolving around the sun, it won't be at one particular position. It revolves around, it itself revolves and it goes in round with, in elliptical path around the sun. It's not in one particular position. That's the best example for this. So let f be any continuously differentiable vector. It's not constant, continuously differentiable vector point function. Then the vector function curl of f of x comma y comma z is denoted by curl f or del cross f. F is differential vector point function, and so it's given as curl of f of x comma y comma z is equal to del cross f is equal to, it is oriented in all directions, and so we can give it in matrix format to get each and every element over all the points. So matrix of I j k dou by, we have to consider, we have to segregate this over each and every direction, segregate the amplitude over each and every direction in this rotational field. It is continuously differentiable, and it is continuously revolving around. So we have to magnify the magnitude over particular direction, and so we have taken the partial differentiation over the function in all the three directions. So I j k over the first row, over the second row dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, over the third row the function corresponding to each vectors. So f1 of x comma y comma z, f2 of x comma y comma z, and f3 of x comma y comma z. We will see one problem for this. See, a function has been given as xy into I vector minus 2xz into j vector 2yz into k vector is given at points 1 comma 0 comma 2, and for this vector we have to find what is curl f. Curl f means del cross f, so we have to apply this in curl f formula. So by curl f formula it is I j k dou by dou x, dou by dou z, dou by dou y, dou by dou z. In x direction we have to consider I vector component, which is xy, and for j we have to consider minus 2xz over here, and over the third one we have to consider 2yz is given over here, and solving the matrix we will get 2z minus 2x into I vector, j vector component is 0, plus 2z minus x into k vector. On applying the point values 1, 0, 2, we will get 2 I vector minus 0 j vector plus 3 k vector as the curl amplitude at each and every point. So this is the problem associated with the curl. And next to this we have to see irrotational vector, because curl if gives a 0 value means it is a irrotational. So any motion in which curl of a velocity vector is a null vector, that is curl of v is equal to 0, then it is said to be irrotational. There is no amplitude, no direction. It can be called as curl of f of x comma y comma z is equal to 0. If it is not 0, it is rotational. If it is 0, it is rotational 1. That only we have to say. So one problem based on this, we have to find whether it gives 0 value or not. So same curl formula has to be applied, and the determinant value has to be found out to check whether it is rotational or irrotational. If it gives 0 value, it is irrotational. Then Laplacian operator. Laplacian operator means we are having del dot del v, that is del square v. We have another del operator over the one function, two del operators, del dot del v, which is del square v. So del square v is dou square v by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square plus dou square v by dou z square. So this has been given in Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and spherical coordinate system over here. This operator has been Laplacian operator has been defined as the Laplacian of a scalar field v written as del square v is the divergence of gradient of v. Laplacian operator is nothing but del dot del v, that means divergence of gradient of v. The divergence of gradient of v is always equal to 0. A scalar field v is said to be harmonic in a given region if its Laplacian vanishes in that region. In other words, del square v is equal to 0. So this is the Laplacian operator. Laplacian operator is always equal to 0, del square v equal to 0. That is divergence of gradient of a vector is always 0. For that, this is the summary. So what is del, what is gradient of a, what is del dot a, what is del cross a, and these are the problems associated with divergence and curl, Laplacian function, divergence and curl. So thank you.